Welcome to this lecture of advanced surveying. Now in this lecture we are going to start our new topic, second chapter of advanced surveying, which is theodolite surveying. What is the name of this topic? The theodolite surveying. Okay. So this carries a weightage of 24 marks in MSBT exams. Okay. So again, very important chapter. Out of 70, it is carrying 24 marks, more than 30%, 30 to 35% of total weightage of the subject. So it is very important chapter as far as your exams are concerned. So now here, as we know, the MSBT curriculum has given some course outcomes. Okay, so the course outcome for this particular chapter is that students should able to prepare plans using theodolite surveys. Okay, students should able to prepare plans using theodolite surveys is the course outcome which is to be attended after the completion of this chapter. Okay, so again this course outcome is going to help to attain the competency, right? Competency of our subject. Now the next is practical outcomes. So what are the practical outcomes? Here we can see I have mentioned 4 practical outcomes which are marked compulsory in a syllabus. The 7th course practical outcome which is in the syllabus, that is use transit theodolite to measure the horizontal angle correctly by direct method. Then use transit theodolite to measure the vertical angle correctly by direct method. Use transit theodolite to measure horizontal angle correctly by repetition method. And use transit theodolite to carry out the survey project for close travels for minimum 5 sites. So these 4 practical outcomes, these 4 practicals are related to this topic. Further, the unit outcomes, there are about 8 unit outcomes are there for this particular topic. That is why it is carrying a lot of weightage in the curriculum. So what are the course unit outcomes of this chapter, of this unit? If you see 2A, that is explain the given components of the transit theodolite. It is understood before every sentence the student should able to. Okay, so I am not going to read it every time. That means student should able to explain the given components of the transit theodolite. The statement means the student should able to explain the given components of the transit theodolite. Okay, so जो आगे वाला पार्ट है वो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट हर आउटकम में आपको रहेगा, ये समझ के चलिए. मैं जिस उसको अभी आगे वाला आउटकम जो है उसके आगे से रीड करते जाऊंगा. देन 2B, यूनिट आउटकम 2B इज डिस्क्राइब द साइलेंट फीचर्स एंड रिलेशन बिटवीन द गिवन फंडामेंटल एक्सिस. Then 2C is describe the procedure to measure the horizontal and vertical angle using theodolite for the given situation. Then 2D is apply checks for determining the type of travels using the given data. Then 2E is compute latitude, departure, consecutive coordinates, independent coordinates from given data. Then again 2F is select relevant method of theodolite traversing for given condition. And 2G is apply Bowdish rule and transit rule to balance the traverse for given data. Then 2H is tabulate Gale's traverse table for given data. So this way we are having 8 unit outcomes for this topic. So this is all about the outcomes which are related with this topic, which will help to attain the competency of the subject. Now moving ahead, the introductory part of this instrument, which is called as theodolite. In the beginning, you might have seen the instrument, the picture of that instrument, which shows that it has number of parts, okay, component parts. So that is why it is an intricate instrument which is used mainly for accurate measurement of horizontal and vertical angles up to 10 to 20 seconds of accuracy depending upon the least count of the instrument. The instrument least count varies from 10 second to 30 second. You can measure the readings up to 10 seconds also. Like if we measure the angular readings in compass up to 30 minutes, okay, 1 degree has 60 minutes, right? Every minute has 60 seconds. So the least count of the prismatic compass which we have seen was 30 minute. Now here the least count is more less than that. That means the instrument is more accurate. That is, the least count is 10 second, 20 second, 30 second likewise. Okay. So in our institute we are having the theodolite of 20 second least count. Okay. So least count means which is the lowest value of measurement which can be taken by the instrument, which can be read by the instrument. Okay. That is the least count. So the least count for the theodolite varies between 10 second to 30 second. Further, because of its various uses, the theodolite is also sometimes called as universal instrument. Okay, because it has so many parts, that is why it has so many uses. So we will see the uses, and due to that uses, the instrument is called as universal instrument. Okay. So moving ahead, what are those uses we will see now? See, there is a list of uses. What is that? First is measurement of horizontal angle, then measurement of vertical angle, then measurement of magnetic bearing of line, measurement of deflection angle, measuring the horizontal distance between 2 points, then finding the vertical height of an object, then finding the difference of elevation between various points, and ranging a line. So these many are the uses of the theodolite. That is why it is called as a universal instrument. So if you can see, there are 8 uses. With a single instrument you can do these many things, right? So that is why this instrument is called as universal instrument. It has so many uses. Now moving ahead, so what are the types of theodolite that we will see based on the telescope. Okay, the fixity of telescope, there are basically 2 types of the theodolite. First is a transit theodolite and second is non-transit theodolite. Okay, mostly in the institutes or even in the fields we see the transit theodolite only. Okay, because it is more beneficial than a non-transit one. Okay, so what is transiting, that we will see later. Now moving ahead, again based on the reading unit, based on the what kind of mode of reading is there, on that basis the theodolite is divided in 3 types. First is vernier theodolite, second is micrometer theodolite, and third is digital or electronic theodolite. The theodolite one which has vernier, okay, for reading the angles is called as vernier theodolite. Then which has a micrometer to read the angles, okay, it is called as micrometer theodolite. And one in which there is a digital, we can see the digital reading. Okay, so that theodolite is a digital or electronic theodolite. Okay, we do have all these 3 kind of instruments in our institute. So here is a picture of those all instruments. First is a vernier theodolite, okay, which is a light green color, and then orange color we see the micro-optic theodolite, and then we can see the digital or electronic theodolite which is shown in the picture. So these are the types of theodolite based on the mode of reading or reading unit. Now moving ahead, we will see what are the component parts of the theodolite. Okay, here if we see, there is a number of accessories mentioned here, a number of component parts mentioned here. So I have divided this total instrument in three parts: upper part, middle part, and lower part. Okay, due to these several names which we can see behind, you can see behind me, so this will be not that clear. That is why I have divided the whole instrument in three parts. Okay, now we will see the upper part. So upper part has a telescope, okay, which was there, okay, like in a dumpy level. Okay, telescope has two vanes. First is eye vane, second is object vane. Similarly, this telescope also has that vanes. Okay, further also it has a similar telescope, just like a dumpy level. Okay, similar telescope, but instead of just being fixed, the transit theodolite telescope is can rotate in a vertical plane. Okay, it can rotate in a vertical plane. You can revolve it like this. Okay, so that is why, that is the difference between the dumpy level telescope and this telescope. Further, there is also eyepiece, okay, and eyepiece focusing screw. There is object glass and object glass focusing screw. There is a diaphragm in the telescope. Okay, these things are common to the telescope of dumpy level. Okay. Further, there is an altitude bubble. Okay, if we can see below that, there is a one round is there. It is a bubble like we have in a dumpy level. It is in the bottom. Okay, it has a bubble at the bottom also, but here one bubble is there on top also. That is called as altitude bubble. Okay, the bubble like we seen in the dumpy level, it has a bubble like two bubbles like that. So it is one which is on top, which is called as altitude bubble. Okay, so we know the further there is a vertical clamping screw. Okay, we will see for what it is being used. Then trunnion axis, the axis or the trunnion, it is a strip, okay, on which the telescope is rest and it is fixed, and but it can be rotated in a vertical plane. That is called as trunnion, and that axis passing through the trunnion is a horizontal axis or a trunnion axis it is called. Okay, further if we see the middle part, if we see the middle part is consisting of vertical circle. Okay, vertical circle is starting from beside the altitude bubble. If we can see the line, the strip is moving, and that to the bottom. Okay, in this picture, the first picture, we can see it very clearly. It is okay, vertical from top to the middle of the instrument. Okay, so that is the part vertical circle. It is just a side view, actually a front view of an instrument and side view of a vertical circle. Okay, so that is why it is looking like a rectangle. Otherwise it is a circular object. Okay, circular part. So that vertical circle is there, in which there are two plates. Okay, there are two plates. One consists of a circular plate. One consists readings from 0, 90, 0, 90 likewise. Okay, and then further there are also two verniers on this vertical circle. There are two verniers on this vertical circle on either sides. Okay. Okay, vertical circle has a two plates. One is a main plate on which the main graduations are there, 0 degree, 90 degree, 0 degree, 90 degree likewise. And further, the second thing it has is a vernier. Vernier are C and D. Verniers names are C and D on east and west corners of the vertical circle. On east and west east and west ends of the vertical circle. Okay, so these verniers are having a least count of 20 seconds. Okay, least count of 20 seconds. Depending upon the least count of the vernier only, the instrument's least count is mentioned. Okay, So here in our institute, which the theodolite which we are having is having a least count of 20 seconds. Okay. So further, the main ring, main circle, main vertical. These graduations are further at each degree in this graduation is divided in three parts. Means the least count of this vertical circle is 20 minutes. Okay, the least count of vertical circle is 20 minutes. Least count of the vernier of vertical circle is 20 seconds. So again, the marking on the vernier are from 0 to 20 minute, and that each minute is divided into three parts. Each minute on the vernier of the vertical circle is divided into three parts. Three parts of each minute means 20 seconds of each part. Each part will be of 20 seconds, right? Likewise, further, I have already told you there is an eyepiece of telescope we can see here. Then further plate level or plate bubble we can see. Like in the dumpy level we have seen, here is a plate bubble which is again the second bubble tube in the instrument, which is at the on the horizontal plate. Okay, on the horizontal plate. Further, there is upper plate. Okay, upper plate which has a vernier. Again, upper plate has a vernier A and vernier B. So these vernier are also like in the vernier of the vernier of vertical circle, but just names are changed. The names of these verniers are A and B. The name of vertical circle vernier were C and D. Okay, so these are A and B vernier, on which again the markings are from 0 to 20 minute, and the least count is 20 seconds. That means each minute is divided into three parts. Further, the vernier A and B we can see there is a window provided over it. So that is why especially they have mentioned vernier window. It will be window A, window B. Okay. Further, the lower plate. Now the lower plate of the theodolite has graduations from 0 to 360 degree we can say. Okay, 0 to 360 degree. Okay, further each degree is divided into three parts. That means the least count is 20 minute. Okay, each degree is divided into three parts. Therefore each part is of 20 minute. 20 minute is the least count for the lower plate, and for the upper plate 20 second is the least count. Okay, keep that in mind. Further, there is inner spindle. Inner spindle is a support of a upper plate, where outer spindle is a support of a lower plate. Okay, outer spindle is a support of a lower plate. So these are the middle parts of the component of the instrument. Now coming to the lower part. Okay, what is at the bottom? There is a tri-branch. Okay, in which the foot screws are fixed, and leveling screw we can see like in the dumpy level. Here also three leveling screws are there. Okay, and there is a trivet on which the whole instrument is rest. Okay, so these three components combinedly are called as leveling head. Okay, further there is also a hook from which we can drop a plumb bob for the centering of the instrument. Okay, now one more view of this instrument if we can see here, the vertical circle is more clear now. So in this instrument the vertical circle is open, and the verniers are also open. Vertical circles vernier we can also see them. Okay, so that is why I have kept this image. Further, again there are two more things which are shown in this diagram particularly are clamps, upper clamp and lower clamp. There are two clamps in the instrument which are called as upper clamp and lower clamp. Upper clamp is for the clamping upper plate, lower clamp is for clamping the lower plate. These clamps have tangent screws in addition. Okay, upper clamp has its own tangent screw, lower clamp has its own tangent screw. Okay, there are two tangent screws, upper tangent screw and lower tangent screw. Okay, this way. So we will see the functions of the component parts of the theodolite in this particular video now. So here is the instrument which we call theodolite, and starting from the bottom, if we see the component, this is a leveling head which is having 3 foot screws with which the instrument is leveled. By rotating these screws we level the instrument. Okay, so these are the foot screws. The purpose of this is to rotate level the instrument. Which makes the horizontal axis truly horizontal and vertical axis truly vertical. Moving ahead, there are 2 clamps. This is lower, this is upper clamp, and this lower clamp has again a used for tightening lower plate, and upper clamp, this one is used for tightening the upper plate. And along with this, okay, so along with this it has tangent screws. This one is a tangent screw and it is used for slow motion. It is in both the clamps, upper and lower clamp. It is used for the slow motion of the instrument, so that the object which is to be bisected can be finely bisected with the help of theodolite. So using these upper clamp and tangent screw we bisect. Unless we clamp the upper or lower clamp, we cannot use its tangent screw. If we see, here is a vernier upper plate, okay, on which there is some reading, okay, that moves this. We measure the angles. So these are the verniers A and P on the horizontal plate. Okay, this is A, this one is backside one is a B. Now here is a optical plummet from which we can see the ground point which on which the instrument is centered. Okay, this is used for the centering. If we drop a plumb bob from here or mark a point here, that should be visible from this optical plummet, then only we can say that the instrument is centered over it. Okay, this again further, here is a plate bubble. Okay, this one is a plate bubble. This is used for leveling the instrument. Okay, along with the foot screws we use this plate bubble also for leveling. It has a bubble in it which is to be taken to the center, okay, by rotating the foot screws, just like in a dumpy level. So that way it makes the horizontal axis truly horizontal. Further, this one is a vertical circle and it has 2 plates, main plate and vernier plate. Okay, the verniers of the vertical circle are C and D. C. Here is a vernier window, and this clamp is used for rotating the telescope, which is called as vertical clamp or vertical circle clamp. Okay, this clamp is also having this, see, like this, it can be rotated. The movement of the rotation of the telescope can be controlled by it. This clamp has a tangent screw as well. Okay, so for fine rotation of the smooth or slow motion rotation of the telescope, tangent screw of the vertical clamp can be used. Then there is an eyepiece in this telescope. Okay, and it has an eyepiece focusing screw also. So with this the diaphragm is made clear. Okay, the horsehair is made clear, and we can see through it. Okay, this one is the object glass, and its focusing screw is here. Okay, this is the focusing screw of object glass, by which we can make this object's image clear. Okay, to remove the parallax, these two screws are being used. Again, a gun point is there on the top to see through, to roughly bisect the object. Okay, so when we see through the gun point, we can roughly bisect the object, and with the help of tangent screws, we can finely bisect the object. So this is the function of that tangent screw and all. Without unclamping any of the clamp, we cannot rotate the theodolite. Okay, so we have to lose it so that it can be rotated. Further, here is one more bubble which is called as altitude bubble. Okay, this bubble is used while measuring the vertical angle. For measuring vertical angle, we have to make this bubble in center. Okay, do the leveling operation considering that altitude bubble before taking the vertical angle. Okay, this way the complete SA series of theodolite we have seen their functions, how they are functioning. And now this is if the vertical circle is right side of the observer, the face is called as face right. Okay, and the observation taken by this position are called as face right observation. And by rotating the telescope in a vertical plane, just he had done, and so rotated in a horizontal plane, that is swinging. This is transiting and this is swinging. By this, the instrument is we can say the phase of the instrument is changed by transiting and by swinging. Okay, so this way this one is the position when the vertical circle is on the left of observer. Okay, when the vertical circle is at the left of observer, the face is called as face left. Okay, so we can change it by transiting and swinging. We transit the telescope and swing the theodolite. Okay, so this way we can change the face of the instrument. So these are the functions of various component parts of the theodolite which you have seen. So I think these are the sufficient for today. So thank you very much, and then take care, stay safe, stay home to flatten the curve. Okay.